You guys know I love me some good trolling, which means I've actually been enjoying Twitter a lot lately because it's almost like being back on 2009 Twitter, back before verifications were even a thing, or I think that was like around the time Twitter first started rolling out verifications, so barely anybody had them. But in case you guys don't know what I'm talking about, there's been some changes to Twitter's verification system. Now you can buy that blue check mark for just $8 a month. That blue badge, which used to mean that you were some kind of celebrity, like, ooh, look at me, guys, I'm lay heckin' verified. That means my opinion matters more than yours. Nope. All it means now is that you paid the world's richest South African to put a fancy JPEG next to your name. And we saw Elon's tweets about this, okay, because it was a controversial change and everybody was pushing back against him, but he doubled down, he tripled down on saying that this was going to be a good idea. But what Elon was not prepared for were the impersonation trolls. Ladies and gentlemen, these are some of my favorite. Pope Francis on November the 10th tweeted, as the apostle tells us in 2 Corinthians 11:14, the wicked may pose as the righteous and lay snares to trap the unwary. Social media has worsened this phenomenon. Our blessed store is the only authorized source for indulgences at $8 a month. Link in bio. Now, despite this @RealPontifex handle, this guy is not the real Pope. Okay, should be pretty obvious because he's shilling, I don't know, some online store selling indulgences for $8 a month in his bio. But we're going to get to the real Pope in a minute because he's actually in this thread that was on Twitter. But first, we got Martin Luther out here saying, I got 95 theses, but this shit ain't it, chief. And then we got Pope John Paul I out here red-pilling us about Operation Gladio, something for you guys to look into if you want to see just how bright the CIA is able to glow. And then finally, the real @Pope Francis drops in saying, my brothers in Christ, this is unseemly and sows the sin of scandal. Please stop. I don't know about that, Pope Francis. That's a pretty weak tweet. Let's see what Pope Francis real has to say about that. Bitches GTFO, I'm in France popping bottles, getting lit, and loving every minute of it. @RealPontifex. That's actually a pretty great handle, Pontiflex. And then we've got this tweet from the handle @DBenShapiro. Oh yes, totally, this is the real Ben Shapiro. Matt Walsh won't stop calling me and talking about genitalia. Oh wait, actually, I just remembered, I don't have to do a bad impression of Ben Shapiro for this bit because there's an app for that.
Matt Walsh won't stop calling me and talking about genitalia. Now, normally I wouldn't mind a discussion like this. In fact, I think genitals are one of God's most beautiful creations. I think the two genders have equally beautiful genitals, and I could talk about them for hours. But Matt Walsh has been especially keen on discussing the uncircumcised male penis lately, which I am not fond of for obvious reasons. The subject matter of foreskin is especially upsetting to me this close to the Hanukkah season. In fact, it's been distracting me from bargain shopping.
Oh boy, this is just the best. We've got people impersonating celebrities on Twitter, along with AI that's actually halfway decent at taking a little bit of text and then making it sound like the celebrity is saying what you typed in. You can't deny that the memes that we are in for in this cyberpunk timeline are gonna be great. How about this one here? It's just Mario flipping the bird by the handle @Nintendoofus. You see, these handles right here, this is the reason why I'm not taking the side of mainstream media and saying, oh no, the Twitter verifications are heckin' sacred, because what if somebody impersonates a company and then people start believing it? Well, you can't impersonate a Twitter handle, okay? You just can't. These are unique. The closest thing that you can do is try to make it as similar as possible. And you know, whoever made this particular account, they actually were pretty clever because they swapped out the I in Nintendo for, I think this looks like an L. But you know, when you look at it, when you first read this, it kind of reads like Nintendo of US. So maybe you might look at this and think, oh, okay, this is the official account for Nintendo's US branch or something. But If you just started using like, I don't know, maybe 9 or 10 brain cells, you might get the idea to actually click on their account, and then you would see that they just joined Twitter in November of 2022. I mean, this account's banned now, so we can't click on it and actually show you, but you get the picture. You can click on an account, you can see when it was made, you can see how many followers and stuff it has, and then it's pretty easy for you to then say to yourself, surely Nintendo's marketing department didn't wait until a week ago to make a Twitter account for their company. Like, do you really think that Nintendo, a company that heavily relies on children buying their stuff, is going to tweet Mario flipping the bird?
Hello, kids. This is Mario reminding you to always swerve into federal agents when driving down the road.
Or how about this one here from George W. Bush? I miss killing Iraqis, guys. And it's in the gaming category. You know, I could actually believe this one a little bit from the handle George W. Bushes, another great handle there. Or how about this tweet from the handle Rudy Giuliani Esquire? Nancy Pelosi and I do not agree on many things, but them things, I'll tell you what. Oh, you don't have to tell me what about anything, Rudy. I have been aware of the Nancy Pelosi milker situation for quite some time, and you know what? I've dispatched my finest dairy experts to assess. But I want to take some time to appreciate this profile because, man, this absolute mad lad, he got some good shit posting in before his account got banned. So let's see how far back we can go. Oh, well, this is actually in 2021. I guess this was someone who was on Twitter for a little bit, and then they just like changed their account and stuff over. But let's see. Okay, so this is this is where the shit posting begins. I will neither confirm nor deny the reports I made a big stinky doo-doo on Air Force One. All I know is after Roger Stone used a bathroom, it would smell brazy in there. Let's zoom in a little bit so that we can archive this, because like I said, it's going to be gone. Right now it's just in Google's cache. Helen Keller is a dusty, fraudulent bitch pushed on us by the globalist media. Yep, learned that from PKA. I'm hereby issuing a challenge to Alan Duresh, Street Beefs. Come get some, Duresh. There can only be one dusty old pedophile attorney around these parts. I stand with Kyrie Irving and Kanye West because George Soros once pushed me down in the street. And I was stuck on my back like a turtle for several minutes. This is gold. This is gold, you guys. All right, let's see. Yeah, this is Nancy Pelosi and her Thanksgiving. Oh, man, let's see. I don't even know who that is. So whatever, screw that. Abby Shapiro. Oh man, this you know this would have been a good video. I'm doing the Craig Habit challenge, walking through the forest and not getting my spine crushed by a tree. Oh man, like see this is comedy gold, you guys. This was a great account. And something else that I'm actually going to point out is that it seems like this guy followed the rules about parody. Okay, so he put right here in the about section, parody, okay? Maybe this dude wasn't the best speller, all right? But let's be real. Anyone who is dumb enough to go to this account and think Tito Ortiz is an American patriot proving that brain damage doesn't preclude you from holding public office. Anyone who thinks that this is a real account is not going to be smart enough to realize that this guy's using the wrong parody in the wrong place here. So yeah, this was clearly labeled as a parody account, which Elon Musk said is what's required for you to do impersonation on Twitter, because remember, he believes in free speech, and impersonation and satire and all that stuff is part of free speech, and yet this account was banned. So I've got to say, very cringe, Elon. This dude was dropping some gold, and you banned him from the platform. So if you really want Twitter to be great, it's time to actually start acting like a free speech absolutist and allow comedy on Twitter again, especially when people are actually following the rules that you laid out for parody right here in the about section of their profiles.